All right, what's up? Welcome, everyone. I am Dark Algo. Thanks for joining me on another watchlist building session. Today is Friday, December 31st, 2021, and it is going to be a volatile day. Last trading day of the year. Lots of things are going to happen. Remember that it is also a half day, I believe. I'll have to check and see what time the market closes, but I believe the market closes a little early today. Market hours. So, with that being said, and then let's see. I'm going to check it real quick and we'll get right to it. New Year's Eve. They're closed. All right. Well, I heard somewhere that there is early closure today. I'll have to double check. Maybe Thinkorswim knows, or if anybody knows, let me know and we'll make sure we get that out. So, I was going to say, don't have any news this morning. I've got a little bit of news that I picked up. My normal news source decided they didn't want to put out any news today, which is BS. So we're just going to wing it. Also, it's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Raiden. So proud of you. 11 years old. I can't wait to see what this year brings for you and the young man that you're turning into. I'm proud of you. I love you. And yeah, so birthday's done. Maybe that's what I should start doing, is doing a birthday session, right? Happy birthdays. Okay, gonna quickly get through this news. Nope, they still haven't posted any news. I want to look at. All right, so I have several different sources of stuff. Obviously, doesn't make sense to put all your eggs in one basket, right? So we'll get these reports up here and get them organized. Also got some news coming in from Benzinga that I can read off, and there we go. What happened? It kicked me out. Why did it kick me out? All right, I don't need that. Don't need that. And don't need that anymore. Okay, yesterday was a pretty interesting day. We were able to play some trades up. Google really didn't work out the way we expected it to. Unfortunately, we did smash Netflix at the open and AMD. Google, remember? Oh, did I lose my? I did. What size chart was that on? I lost it. Well, I had a Google prediction, but obviously it didn't go. It went away. Google is working its way down to 4-hour bottom daily mid. Okay, that's a major area of support if Google does find its way down here this morning, right? Right, if Google does find its way down to the 2905, 2910 area, I would look for a bounce play back to 4-hour mid, 4-hour top, right? If we can get that move, that would be pretty good. I'll be targeting probably the 2950s. Seriously looking for that pullback and a rip. So we're going to get into that. We'll find the 2950 calls and see what those are valued at. And we will also check into Twitter real quick. Twitter. And then finally, let's check out if we have any eco data, economic data that's going to affect the market today. I don't know if we will, but calendar, oops, let's go back here. All right, nothing really. German baking holiday, so I don't expect too much from there. Oh my. All right, I'm gonna drink and let's get into this. Let's get into it, shall we? So I do have some news about Facebook. Right, the Facebook came in and yo, what's up? All right, Facebook. All right, Facebook, their general counsel, Jennifer Newstead sold 1,120 shares on the 28th at 393, and a little bit insider trading there. Facebook shares are trading a little bit lower. So what happened with Facebook? All right, they pulled back to 1414. Nope, it's not going to work there. Pulled back to the 4-hour mid, pretty decent position. I don't know what that line is either. So 4-hour mid, got a daily top cloud. So we're trading the daily cloud, faded off, tried to get back up into it, couldn't get back up in the daily cloud, rejected it, and we pulled back to the 4-hour mid. Now we've got some ready and fire signals getting ready to release here, a little bit of a slingshot squeeze, and MACD might be crossing over. So if we can get, if we can do a 1, 2, 3 reversal on this and get back up into the daily cloud, I think 4-hour top is incoming. So that 350 is a good target. Facebook moves about $11 a day, currently trading at what, 342, right? If 341.25 breaks, we got the 4-hour bottom incoming at 337. So the move would be rally up above some of these previous highs, right? 340, 343, move up to the daily cloud, through the daily cloud at 345, up to 350. Contrarian, that breaks, we come back down to the daily or the 4-hour bottom. So we're either going to go like this, right? Work our way down there in this little area here, or we're going to move up to that move there. Okay, that's Facebook two ways. Facebook on, seriously though, come on. There's also news about Apple, so we'll check that out in a minute. Okay, as you know, we've got a little tiny demand zone right here. I'm going to move that up. Little demand zone. If that demand zone breaks, we plotted the downside move. Okay, we've got negatively stacked moving averages. We've got a lot to get through. I'm going to say a break of, whoa, what happened? I just lost all my stuff. Lame. You know how long it took me to build? Oh, what's up, TrendSpider? I'm going to have to reach out to them. Be like, yo, where's all my custom annotations? Lame. Hold on, I'm going to blast them right now. What happened to all my custom? Did you all do an update? Ugh. Okay. So the move above 345.63 for a move to yesterday's highs at 347. 347.50 is well within reach. Ultimate move would be up to 350. So that's Facebook 350s, 347s. I don't think we hit 352 today. Contrarian, reject VWAP and the 50 and the 200. We move back down. So if we get a rally to 345, I would load maybe the 340s, 340 puts. If we can't get above that 200, play the downside move of the rejection. We get above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, we play the move up to the upside. Pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? I showed you support, right? That's that same move there. Okay, moving on. Apple leader phone sales in China for a second straight month with a 23.6% share according to market research data. Apple. I'll call that Jacqueline. Oh, Apple, what happened? So couldn't get through the daily top, 4-hour top. You know, ping pong, it's all about ping pong price action. Couldn't get through it, couldn't hold the 4-hour mid, and we're on our way back down to the 4-hour bottom. Okay, unless there's like a really strong 1 or 2 hour in here that's going to hold it up. I don't know. I think it makes more sense just to go ahead and get the pullback to the 176.50 and look at strong moves into the next year. Okay, Apple's been downtrending for the last couple days. Logical move is back down to this 176.40, which is a 1618 extension of some longer term time frame. We do have positive increasing histogram with the squeeze. Radiating fire is getting ready to fire off again. We've got a MACD negative increasing. I mean, we've got bullish indicator momentum. However, we've got weight and 4-hour bottom magnet. So Apple moves about $5 a day. Could potentially see a rally into the end of the day, or we can just see a straight rejection back down to that 176.50, right? Which would be, I mean, the mean is 172. I don't know if we get that. I do think we get that point of control, 618 retracement, 175.55 is what I got there. Pre-market, Apple's on its way down. So 176.50 is a 4-hour, 175.91 is a 618 retracement. This would be a good study to see. Maybe let me make sure I get this right. Now that changes it. 176.53. Ooh, let's see. Let's think about this. Okay. Apple. 176.50 is the 4-hour bottom, which is also the 34 EMA to the downside. Like we pull back. It's also a previous high. There's a micro demand zone in there. So this 4-hour bottom is pretty important, right? It's just a couple dollars away. So look for a bounce off of 176, right? What is this? 176.73, 176.50, right? 176.53. Like I see this incoming. Quick flush down to this, dip buy off of that sucker. Okay. Apple. I got to write that down. That's one of those it's just a layup. Apple dip to 4-hour bottom, which is also 0.618 retrace, and 176.50-ish. Play the bounce. Okay. Below that, 174.79. I really think the 618 is going to hold. Because what about 176 on the nose? 176. Yeah, it's 4-hour bottom. Okay. Pretty decent on that. Let's look at the options contracts real quick, shall we? I was out here doing some charting this morning. Yep, 4-hour bottom. Oh, did it hit it? Toss is saying it hit it pre-market. Okay. If that's true, and it did hit it pre-market, we might get a quick flush, right? Ooh. I don't know which chart to believe. Dang it. We may have already hit that 4-hour bottom. So maybe a quick flush, retest that 4-hour bottom at the open for the move back up to 4-hour mid, 180, and then finally 181. Okay. Y'all can see that, right? Come on. All right, so this is the 2-hour chart. Uptrend, right? Up to the daily top. Pull back. Daily bottom or daily mid is 173. I don't think, I mean, that's a pretty big ask to get into the bottom of the 2-hour cloud. I like the 4-hour support here for a move that lets you chop. They can melt its way back up to that 180. If we break, let's just say if we break into this little zone down here, so tight. All right, we break 176.85. We definitely move down for our to the cloud bottom, right? Which would be way down here. Way down here. Look at that. There's a perfect little zone right there. 176. 171. One second. I like to color code my stuff. There you go. So 4 hour. So here's the move. If the 4 hour bottom breaks and we break through pre-market low, I think we move back down to daily mid, right? Cloud bottom on our way back up. If that 4 hour bottom holds on Apple, because we've got, like, look at this, we've got pretty decent, man, this is so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Y'all can see this, right? Okay. Green 3-day 10x bar, red buy signal, right? They're buying on the 20, what is that, the 20-minute buy signal, right? A little bit of a pullback would be healthy, right? Ready and fire, pullback, right? That would allow these mids to realign from red to yellow to neutral. We got a 10, 15, 20-minute squeeze. Those should fire off to the upside. We got a 2-hour and a 4-hour squeeze as well. 3-day squeeze should fire to the long. Now, healthy pullback to the 21 EMA, right here on the 2-hour chart. Look at my 4-hour chart over here, right? We pull back to support of the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, which is also 176.85 is that 4-hour bottom, right? So we pull back to the 4-hour bottom for a continued move to the upside. We break the 21, we come back down to the 34, right? Below that, we've got the 50. So if we get an exaggerated move to the downside, this would be a great buy opportunity going into the next year. Okay, we're kind of nearing the top of our daily ATR, which is about $4, but we're pretty stacked positive. So that's Apple. I don't really trade it. Options chain on Apple for today is going to be insane, right? Look at these. I need to find a good delta. Delta. Holy cow. All right, those Delta 177s, right? They closed at 137, depending on what the pullback is. I don't even have numbers for these, but I would say anything under this would be a good opportunity as long as that level of support holds. Okay. On. Decent delta. Where's my volume? Where's my open interest? Yeah, those 180s they're not pinning Apple today at 180. I promise you. That's 100,000 contracts that they'd have to pay out on. They're not going to do it. They'd rather pay these 67,000, so they may go 175, may get that pullback. That might be the move. So load it 2 ways. Okay. We know there's going to be a slight pullback, but do they bounce sell it up to close 175? If they close at 174.99, right? They don't have to pay out these 67,000 contracts, right? They don't have to pay out these 35,000 puts. So I think max pain 175. Contrarian Apple has a day, you get a rip. So let's just be real careful with Apple. When I say 175, where did that put us? 170. That cloud bottom 174.27. Pin at 175. And that's support. We have support there, 174.77. Okay, all right. I spent way too much time on Apple. My bad. Hopefully, I didn't lose everybody. All right. Amazon news: California envisaged a new law to prevent the warehouse industry from overworking employees. According to Bloomberg, Amazon is the regulatory body's target. Amazon has given machines unparalleled control over workers and allegedly used technology to impose unreasonable demands on them. There's a bill authorized by Assemblywoman which prohibits monitoring systems that thwart fundamental worker rights such as rest periods, bathroom breaks, and safety. Now, how does that work? Are they saying Amazon is CloudNet and the machines are taking over the world? Tinfoil hat time. Maybe Amazon is everywhere. I love you, Amazon. Alexa around here. Someone listening to me. All right. Yeah, the report cited Amazon spokesperson saying the company will update managers at its 32 California fulfillment locations. Amazon is trading higher, according yesterday, but in the last pre-market check, Amazon is up a little bit. Amazon typically tends to fade on Fridays, just so you know. Oh, look at that move. I said we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I missed it. So my Elliott wave was off. It was off. This was the one move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Okay. Don't ask me why I've got those red lines there, but Chop City. We do have a daily slingshot high compression squeeze getting ready to release. If we can close above the 21, that might fire to the upside. Contrarian, it might also fire to the downside. So looking at the downside move for Amazon, right? I mean, we are just at that demand zone. Yesterday we hit it and bounced. Hit it and bounced. Hit it. Do we bounce? We closed barely below the 200. Right? So, ooh. Amazon's got massive support. There it is. Alright, so I don't even have my demand zones anymore. So upset. Alright. It's holding right now pre-market. We're going to get a MACD crossover. Bollinger squeeze is kind of non-existent. Ready, we're getting a slingshot squeeze. We had a MACD instead of a crossover. We had a little bit of a reversal. We did close below the 200. Do we fight back up to point of control at 34.13 up to the 200 at 34.52? Right? It's gonna be tough. Let's look at Amazon from here. Our Celts are telling us what? Nice pop yesterday. Retest the 4-hour bottom. Right. We could pull back to guess these Celts are a little bit more accurate. Yeah, Amazon's got room for a pullback to about 33.60. Right, 33.60 is also 33.62. Sorry, 33.63.21 as support. So quick little pullback to that. Rally back up to the 2-hour cloud, right? Or whatever that trend line is, or move that sucker. Right, pull back to here, rally back up to the mid, right? Which is at that 3,400 pin for the day. Maybe if this cloud breaks, then we have to look at possible downside support. Yeah, that's Amazon for you. Let's see that. Y'all can see that. So do we bounce play to 3,400? Do we break 4-hour cloud support and move back down to the daily bottom at 3,300, basically? 3312-ish? Or do we rip and get above That's so we're just in this zone right now. There's a micro was a supply, now it's a demand zone. So we're in a demand zone. Do we bounce off of here and move up? Pullback, rip, failed support, downside. Okay, moving on. And Tesla news, China's market regulator said that Tesla will recall another 19,000 imported Model S vehicles, 35,000 imported Model 3 vehicles, and 144,000 Model 3 vehicles in China. That's news from today. That's not yesterday's news, I promise you. Right? Additional recalls on Tesseract. 1061 support level held pretty good. Now here's the move. So do we reject this weekly cloud and pull back to the 4-hour top? Very possibly, right? Or is that the 4-hour bottom? Oh, that is a 4-hour bottom. So reject 1070 basically, pull back to 1050 for another move to the upside. Ready and fire, getting ready to fire off to the upside. MACD crossover, right? Histogram is neutral and increasing. Looks like our signal line may cross over. Slingshot squeeze kind of failed. We got a positive trend bar. We do have the weekly cloud as resistance, 1070. Above 1070, we hit 4-hour mid at a 1083, and then daily cloud at 1095 on our move back up towards 1100. So path of least resistance would say we pull back to here, right? Let's look at Tesla on the charts. Tesla. I'll give you the bigger picture. All right, daily move, daily bottom to daily top, right? That's a gorgeous move on Tesla. Reject the daily top a couple times. Now we come back to daily mid, right? Which is also bottom of the 2-hour cloud, which is $1,000, which is psychological level, right? If we break into and below this Keltner channel bottom, so we pull back to 1052 is kind of like the line in the sand. I think that if this level breaks, right, I think we have a larger move to the downside. Looks like we have a pretty decent trend line here. Let's see if we can get it from here. Yeah, look at this. They call this a megaphone pattern, I believe. If we went off at this level, there'd be a megaphone going that way. So it is downtrending. Got support. Just see something here real quick. If I went to this one and this one, yeah, that is the move. We'll just use that. All right, so pull back if this level of support breaks, right? If this 1052 level breaks, I think we come back down and test 1038 on our way back down to the daily mid, right? The daily mid is here. Okay. There's also a level of support at 1009, so that might, by the time it gets over here, we may lose a couple more dollars on the mid. But yeah, if we don't get a bounce play off of this, right? Um, if we hold the 4-hour bottom, I target the 4-hour mid, which is also so that 1087 level on Tesla. Tesla rally pullback, held the 8. We finally got positive stack moving averages 8, 21, 34, 50, 200. That's bullish. I think that might have needed to happen. Good ADX, 3-day 10x bars. These lower term 10x bars, the 5 and the 4 are sell signals, so it's telling us we still need to pull back a little bit. We got the bottom of our trading range. Our ATR is at 1015, which is also 21 EMA, curling over MACD or curling over Radiant Fire. No real squeezes till we get to the upper time frames, right? That 15-minute might help propel us back down. Do we come down and test 1050, which would be the 50, the 34, and the 21 EMA support? Very possibly. What was it? Not 1050. What was it? 1034 or 1053? So 1053 is there's just such a key level of support there, right? If I were to draw a trend line across there, 1053.76, that's just, there's a magnet at 1053. So look for the bounce play off of 1053. If we bounce off of this support, I'm going to target the 4-hour top at 1087. Above that, we have the 4-hour mid at 1087. 4-hour top is way up here at 1120, which I don't think we're going to be able to break. We've got a lot of little overhead resistance there. That is also, all right, so you can't see it. I wish I could figure out how to make this extend. So this price level, 1094, is the daily cloud bottom. Okay. 4-hour bottom, 4-hour mid, daily bottom, right? That 1095. We can get it back up into there, then we can target 1125, 1150. Okay, that's the Tesseract. As far as options on Tesla go, I'm going to do those in a later segment that's going to start in about 15 minutes. I am breaking up the stream a little bit now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, farm animals from afar. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the news. All right, here's the stream setup. Going forward, stream setup is we're going to do news, right? Then we're going to do a FlowTrade sponsored segment. Then after that, we're going to get into the predicted trades, these numbers, sponsored segment. Okay. The owner of the owner of Predicted Trades has given me permission to provide, Beast numbers, as long as we know that they are provided by Predicted Trades, and you can get a 10% off discount if you use code DARKPOOL when you sign up. Okay, we're really trying to nurture that relationship. I think that they are going to provide big things for people. Now, the strategy that Darkpool Charts and I have worked out is if we manage FlowTrade data, right, with beast numbers, it's kind of like a match made in heaven. We know where divergence is, we know where support is, we know where dark pools are coming in, so we know what smart money's doing, right? As long as you know what smart money is doing, you get the correct best of value options, right? Then it's your risk is lowering. So our goal for 2022 is to mitigate our risk. We're trying to minimize it as much as possible so that we can go heavier in positions, knowing that we're at the very, very best of value for getting in on that particular option or strike, right? We get into the top of these numbers, if price action, if the options price continues to fall towards the bottom of these numbers, that level kind of breaks, and it's an automatic, hey, get out, see what happens, shake it off, right? and get back in. I think that's even tighter risk management than my 25% premium rule, which is pretty cut and dry. Like it is. So it's all about paper cuts in 2022, and we're not cutting off any more of our fingers, or like I did in October, first part of November, I cut off my arm. Yeah. So with that being said, let's I have to start remembering to write this down. 4-hour bottom to mid, 1053 support, 1100. And then what was Amazon? Let's say 3350. Sorry. 3362. Yeah, 3362. Do that 3400. All right. All right, that's it for the news that I had. I want to look at Netflix real quick, see what's going on with it. Netflix, I caught this move right here. This is just I caught this move using that 618 retracement strategy I taught y'all earlier this week, right? Take the initial rally, fib it, fib the initial rally, right? Get back here. Yo, oh, I'm on a 10-minute chart, that's why. I'll have to look at it again, but basically you take the initial rally, play the bounce off of the 618, their 50% retracement for that longer move. That was a gorgeous move. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Netflix is currently trading below the 4-hour mid, on its way down to the daily mid, and 4-hour bottom. So pull back bounce, or we reject this level here and get back up above the 4-hour mid, 4-hour top at 620 incoming. $16 ATR, pretty heavy. Massive slingshot getting ready to happen. So going into next year, I think Netflix play is going to be pretty decent, because we got that slingshot getting ready to crack off. All right. Pretty bad move overnight. So we have a 50-200 cross, but we're below the 200. So we got to get back above the 200 for that move to the upside. Looks like we have a little bit of trendline support. So we got a MACD slingshot crossover getting ready to happen, right? TTM squeeze. We're trading right at point of control, VWAP, and the 21. So we've got a downtrending mean, right? So 605 support. That would be kind of this level here. Kind of that level there. Or actually that level there. So maybe we get a pull back to here and move up. Or that could be the move. General rule of thumb, I don't trade below the 200 SMA, so we'd have to get back above 612 rally tests, right? Straighten out. Things need to get straightened out a little bit more. So downside move to 605. 605 does not hold. I'm so upset that I don't have my dang stuff anymore. There's a demand zone right there that goes 605 to 600. We may need to come back and refill and then move back up. 605. Could very well be the move. Like, is it a big giant demand zone or is it just a little micro one? All right. Netflix on the charts. All right, just choppy McChop chop. You could do an iron condor. You could do a 610, 620, 610, 600 iron condor, definitely. Or 6.5, 6.10. Yeah, you'd have to do a $10 wide one. So 6.10. You might get away with the 605, 610, 615 iron condor. That would definitely pay probably the best, right? However, Netflix is, what we got going on here? Yeah, it's kind of range bound. Like, not mad at that play. That's the ATR. That's its trading range. Hey now, $15 ATR. You could do, the mean is at 608. Let's just call it 610. So you do 610, and then you sell the 610 and you buy the 620. So you sell the 610, you sell the 620 call. Or you sell the 610, you buy the 620 call. You sell the 610 put, you buy the 600 put. That's an iron fly. And as long as Tesla closes at 600 next week, right, you gain lots of money. I might look at that for a play. I kind of like it, actually. So Netflix is trying to get its moving averages stacked back positive. It double tapped the 50 SMA at 619.23, right? Rejected it. It's being squeezed between the 34, the 21, and the 8, and the 200. So we've got the 50. We have the 50 coming down. We've got the 200 here. We've got the 50 coming down, and price action is getting squeezed in it. It's either going to pop out this way or pop out on the downside. Okay. Oh. 2-4 daily squeeze. 2 hours should fire off to the upside. Other than that, it looks pretty heavy. As far as the old Celts go, yeah, I can definitely see a move down to the 4-hour bottom at 608. Or excuse me, is that weekly? No, daily. I gotta change that color. The daily mid at 608, 60, and 4-hour bottom support. So look for a pullback to this level here, 608, maybe a wick or two down to 606, 605, and then a move back up to 612 and then 620. Contrarian, this level here breaks, right? This level breaks, we come back down to the bottom cloud at 600, and then finally daily bottom all the way down here at 586. So which do you think is going to happen? Right? Kind of a longer term cup and handle, right? Daily top magnet at 630, right? Kind of a little bull flag here, but with lack of volume this week in the market, next week play on Netflix should be pretty good. Okay. It's either going to chop here, but that rising cloud makes me think we might get a little move up to the upside. Okay, let's take a quick break, shall we? I need to go crack my neck and grab some ibuprofen. Let's see. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Laz. Okay. Let's do this. I'll look at futures real quick, and then I'm going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we will review your picks and plays. Okay, looking at the daily ES. Kind of what I said was going to happen. Happened, right? We rallied up, right? I think we pulled back to 47.42. Maybe not today. Maybe today. Maybe Algo flush to 47.42. This sets us up for a longer term move into next year. If if that level breaks, then we have a 618 retracement target. Okay, that would be healthy for the stock market to come back to kind of these levels here. I think my fibs may be off a little bit. 4704 might be the better move. No, you can't just move your fibs around and put them wherever you want. Okay, I was just looking at something. Contrarian, we chop into next week, and then we might get a flush rally or just rally. Okay, moving on to the NQ. Failed Wu-Tang reversal, back to support. See this? That purple line, right in that purple line. Last time we hit it, okay, so we got a hammer. Got a hammer forming, right? We pulled back just below support. You could argue bringing the support line right down to there, or even here, right? If you play the tops. But we're being squeezed right here. So this is a major level of support. If we do pull back further, right, we obviously want to target those previous lows, right? Maybe half a deviation, maybe a full deviation. But this could very easily be the setup of a 1, 2, 3 move, or it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it that way, or did I do it wrong? Might have done it wrong. So we've got 1. Right. So this would be that would be a correction. So this would be the new move, right? 1, 2. That's the NQ. Look at the W. Wu-Tang. This is the Wu-Tang pattern reversal, right? We broke the 2, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we broke through it. We're back testing it for support. Larger move to the upside. I'm bullish on NQ. I guess I could have just said I'm bullish on NQ. Looking at the Dow. Oops. Dow's been doing its job. So this Megaphone broke, pulled back to support. We do have some room to come back. So, all right, so this is what I'm looking at for the Dow. Maybe one of those. I'd have to look at this move here. We could see a pullback to 35,970 and then a bounce, or we've got that little hammer doji right there. So the last time we had this doji or this candle, we pulled back. This time it's a little different. We're selling off. Candle could be support, and we could go 1, 2, 3 bar play. Our mean is here, so it's going to be a magnet, but we might get a little pullback to support based on some fibs. All right, let's do a fib. All right, longer term fib. That 618 lines up with that orange line I drew, so 50% retracement. Yeah, possible pullback to 35,800, and then a move up from there on the Dow. Yield Russell. Our move's kind of working out, right? We're just been kind of choppy the last couple days. We've got this top magnet. Is this going to be a failed reversal? Could very well be. Definitely rejected. Super chop. I mean, that's just chop. There's nothing we can do about it. Is this move still valid? It could be. It's not even forming a bull flag. It's just kind of range bound. All right, that is futures. Looking at the bottom row, gold. So is this so our head and shoulders potentially still in play. Gold's currently had two nice up days. It's coming into some overhead resistance currently. Right at 18,368. So reject there. We move back down to the downside. I love this little llama, seahorse, whatever you call it, pattern. This is, in my opinion, a bearish pattern because it is. We're going to keep an eye on crude. I mean, it's just a llama, right? Leg, back, long neck, head. So pull back to 73, potentially back down to 70-isk. And then bonds. So I want to show you the bonds, and then I do have to take a break for a second. Okay, look at this. What does this mean? Failed wedge breakout. Could this be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder? Let's just keep an eye on this move here. If this yellow line rejects, we get a move back down to previous lows, right? As far as this is the 10-year, this is TLT, this is That's that mean, right? That's the mean that deviations are based off of. Currently trading right at the mean. We could easily come back down to -1 AT or -1 standard deviation. We could break back through, right? We're back testing this wedge that failed for a move to the downside. All right, I want bonds to fail so that ES can rally. Okay. With gold being up so strong in the last couple days, it's probably not good for Bitcoin. I did forget to check into. That's a pretty strong move in gold. Pretty strong move in gold. I wouldn't be surprised to see crypto failing. We need this market to chill out. We've still got another hour before it rallies, so it can pull back again one more time, and then we get that massive rip like we did yesterday, right? If we open low, we can rally to turn it today. If we open high, we got to pull back. Bonds up, and the poor old yen is just dying off slowly. I think we might get that rotation back into tech today. So when I get back, we're going to look at very specific options plays to play today. Pretend today, treat it like a cold shower. Get in, get out, be done. Okay. Give me a few moments, and I will be back. We're just going to throw up the old. Y'all probably wanted to watch futures, and I threw you on the intro screen. All right, give me a minute, and I will be right back. All right, y'all can hear me? Welcome back. You like that? Dude, I'm coming up with all the cool stuff. I'm telling you, production quality is going to go up this year. All right, welcome. Oh, you know what, though? Spoke too soon. All right. All right, good morning, Ritesh and Peter. Morning, morning, morning. Happy birthday to my son. Thank you, Amazon. I just went over Amazon. Let's get into the FlowTrade place. This is the smart money, dark pool, and block trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. We track large institutional hedge fund transactions. Sorry, they're not just purchases, they're transactions. And we try to find divergences. A good example of divergence would be, let me show you this chart here on BE. I don't know what this company does, but this is a great example of bullish divergence. So what we look for is, this is the smart money, dark pool, and block trade algo called Flow Index. It's the purple line that you see on my screen. The white bars are price action, and the algo tracks all of those transactions. Okay, so whenever we get a lot of buying or net buying from smart money, we like to see it pull price action up to complete that divergence. A good example is, can't show you here, but we had some bearish divergence previously, right? That when they started buying back into it, price action started selling off. Okay, so all divergence, divergence has to play out. So this divergence was about, about a $5 divergence that played out. So that's what we're looking to have happen with this bullish move. Okay, if you see any block trades across your screen, the red ones are regular block trades, blue ones are dark pool block trades. I used to be able to change colors. I can't really do it anymore. I may switch back to this one just for today, right? So that I can mark up my charts. Blue would be dark pools, red would be regular block trades. White lines are a good time. No, white lines are when there's a regular and a dark pool block trade that print so close to each other, right, on top of each other. I can't separate the two. And that means that those are major inflection points that we should pay attention to. Price action will interact with those, and so will the algorithm. So I'm going to use the new algo because it's a little bit more accurate, and they removed some of these giant spikes that are just single orders that can kind of screw up the algo. There's mixed reviews on this. Dark pool charts loves these calls these money lines, and I'm leaning towards agreeing with them. But for a better overall experience, I think that the tighter algo is probably more accurate. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the requests. So going from the top to the bottom, I have AMD. Yes, AMD. Also, I just saw some news coming out on AMD where Samsung teased some new AMD cards, right? And we'll definitely see what's happening with AMD. I slayed AMD yesterday, so I want to definitely take an opportunity to look at that again. Okay, AMD, the algo's net selling, right? Upper right hand corner. All right, so they've been taking profits basically in AMD for a couple of days now. I think this divergence may be starting to get played out. Like I said yesterday, the AMD, it failed to reverse, so we got a larger pullback. Now we're pulling back into some key levels of support. There's a trading zone right here. Right, there's a trading zone right there at that 140, 145 psychological level, trading zone top, and then the trading zone bottom is here, all the way down at 140. So if we break 145, I think we come back down and test the 140 areas. That would definitely probably finish out that divergence. If we bounce here, then we can target our tops, right? 148, at 148 level, psychological 150, obviously. little micro zone right there, right? Or it's, I might have it backwards. I think that might be it there. Okay, but it all is really dependent on this algo down here, kind of doing one of these moves. It's got to kind of retrace, it's got to reverse and start coming back up, and maybe we get a reversal of divergence. Okay. Guess what is Nvidia is going? Nvidia is rallying. Is that? I just saw some news come out. Oh yeah, look at that. Rip, rally, and roaring on Nvidia. Okay, so we will get some specific plays going soon. I promise you. We'll just give me a moment. Okay. Micron. So for last block trades on AMD block trades for the last 5 days. Right, we're below all of our block trades, so we're gonna use those as magnets. Got a white line level 147, 147.50, 147.71. White line magnet to the upside for AMD. Above that, we have a dark pool resistance at 148.50. We break 148.50, we target 150.44, and then this 152 cluster. Okay, it's pretty it. That's it. Pretty easy play. Like I said, we break previous resistance, then we play this downside zone. If we bounce off of there and the algo bounces, I think we've got some, 150 magnet. Should be pretty decent. Okay. Micron. So Micron's they've been buying into this for the last couple weeks, really. We've got it's uptrending, kind of a curling over yesterday. So all of its previous divergences have played out. That's real close to some bat ears. Bat ears to me are bearish, right? What I do want to see is if this, that the algo trend line can and it's got a little bit more room to come back down. Test these tops, right? The algo should bounce off of that top. Price action. So that is a gap fill here, right? So we gap filled. All right, so look for a bounce if we break. If we break below previous lows, we got to target 92, right? We got to target this level down here. If we bounce here and the algo bounces here, then I think we get a move back up to towards 96, right? And then possibly 97. From a block trade perspective, last 5 days, you can see that we pulled back to some pretty major levels of support. So this is a massive white line. This 93, 89, 94. So this level that it's at now is pretty significant support. Below that, we have a dark pool level at 92, 94 that came in on the 28th at the close. So 28th at the close. All right, so 1602. All right, so we have a dark pool block that came in right at the close on the 28th. We gapped up over that to these dark pool levels that came in around noon and at the close on the 29th. Since then, we sold back off, and we're currently trading at this dark pool level that came in yesterday at the close, 93.89, right? So last time we had dark pool levels come in, we gapped up. So I would anticipate a bounce play off of here. Again, the algo needs to come down, right? and reverse, maintain its upward trend line. Should pull price action back up with it. We've got some pretty significant resistance up until 95. From 95, it's a pretty quick jump to 96. That's Micron. CRM is being pulled up by the Algo. They've been buying into this since the last couple weeks as well, right? The Algo is kind of making a little, starting to get a little weak, is what I'm trying to say. Trendline support should be holding, right? Kind of a funky little wedge there. Look for the Algo to bounce and continue to pull price up with it. If it breaks, its support, here, then we might, and trendline support breaks, then we definitely target these previous lows, right? Target that, and then this is trading zone here, right? To the downside, if this is a cup and handle and we bounce up and take out this overhead resistance, and right, that overhead resistance there, then, oh, come on. All right, so 255 holds, we can target 260. 255 breaks, and we target 253 and then 250 from a block trade perspective. Last 5 days. All right, we are right at a white line level, which is a regular and dark pool print that printed at 255.33. If those levels are buy orders, right, we're going to get a quick bounce to 256.45 and then previous highs. Okay, that's CRM. I like CRM. I'm going to look at it a little bit more. We'll pull up some charts here in a minute. Tesla. So Tesla, this divergence here is played out. Let me show you what I mean by divergence. All right, we had divergence here. That's played out. We had divergence here that's played out. And currently, price is trading with the Algo. Now, the Algo is at a key level of support. Right? The Algo is coming down to a key level of support. Last time it hit here, it bounced. Tesla, as I noted earlier, is kind of in a falling channel, and they had that news where they're going to start recalling even more Model 3s. So, like, see this little wedge? I move faster than the screen allows sometimes. Okay. Giant bull flag. You see that? Giant pennant going on. The Algo needs to bounce and pull, pull price action back up with it. I'd be super bullish if the Algo can get back above 1055. Okay. Block trades for the Tesla rack for Tesla is, we have a regular block trade magnet. Came in 1030 at the open. 1030 at the open. So this block right here that I'm showing you, right there. So if we look at our timeline, I don't believe this block got filled. 1230, 931 at 1060.38. So I think what happened with this, right, is we've got this regular block trade order that's never been filled. So we may get a quick flush back down to that, and then we get that bounce. So if 1060.36, 1060.38. Draw a line on your screen. If price gets down to that, it can bounce off of it and move back up to the upside, unless we've already hit it. 1060.38. All right, so it was filled. So yeah, never mind. I thought that maybe there was a block trade order out there that hadn't been filled. So yeah, this order has been filled, right? So we've also got a regular block trade order that we're currently at 1073, right? That should provide support. We have dark pole magnets at 1086, 88, and 92. That's our upside target. Above 1092.50, then we target this other regular block trade cluster at 1100 to 1115. Okay, that's Tesla, and then Amazon, SPY, QQQ, shoot, and AMC. Okay, I gotta go quickly through these so that I can get to our actual place for the day. Okay, Amazon is consolidating. The Algo is been net buying into it for the last couple weeks. However, Amazon's got some technical stuff it's got to take care of. Right, it's got to get that little falling wedge. Okay. If this level of support holds here, we can get a quick move back up to, right, this trend line, resistance level. So like I said earlier, if Amazon 4-hour support holds, we can get a move back up to 3,400. We're below any regular blocks. If downward trendline resistance breaks, we have some old dark pool and regular block trades at 33.35 and 33.40. If this level of support holds and the algo continues to unconsolidate, it's consolidating right now. If it continues, if it makes a move to the upside, expect price action to be pulled up towards it. And I would target 3,400 as a psychological level, and then 3413, but we do have to get through all of these dark pool levels. Okay, most of them. Oh, that's last 30. I thought I hit last 5. All right, that's last 4, right? So 28. So buy order, sold off, rejection. So bounce here, we target 3415, 3400, 3415. SPY, the algo is trading 1-to-1 with price action, right? The algo did pull back to looks like a key level. It's trying to make its way back up, right? So if it does bounce here, it should pull price back up with it to here. Okay. If that algo line breaks, then we're going to have to come back down and test some of these previous lows. Okay. Block perspective, there's going to be a ton, right? Let's just do the last 3 days. So price action is being held up in this dark pool zone. If we break down, right, we don't have any block trades to help us out. So I think we might get that regular block trade magnet that pulls us back up. However, if we do break below previous support zones, right, which is where we're at now, then we definitely have to look at the downside target at 470. Okay, QQQ. The algo is trading with price action. All previous divergences have played out. Getting a little bit of a curly Q bounce on the algo, right? It's right? If the algo bounces there, and do we need to fill that gap? Oh, that would suck. So there's a gap down here at 34, excuse me, 390, 398. If we break that, what is? All right, so QQQ, I think the algo is going to bounce here and pull price action back up to previous highs at 403. If we break support, right, then we got to look at 398, 397. Okay, little inverse head and shoulders. I'm pretty bullish on QQQ. I think we can actually get pulled up with it. And AMC, this is just trading with price action 1-to-1. The algo is, it's back testing previous support here. If it bounces off of there, this would be a nice 1, right? 1, 2, 3 play. As far as block trades go, I hope I have enough time to get to this today, guys. Right, we're pulling back to regular block trade support. Right, these should all be buy orders, or so we don't know if they're regular blocks are usually buy orders, right? So we're pulling back to those support at 28 psychological level. We bounce off of there. The algo bounces off of here. We can expect a larger move to the upside. However, we got to clear 30, right? Unfortunately, AMC is kind of range bound, but I like it. Cup and handle, pull back, end of the year, gamma squeeze maybe. Like AMC should be a fun one to trade today. Okay, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. If we break 2874, we've got support all the way down to 2750, right? And then 27 below 27, that would mean the algo would have to sell off pretty hard like it did over here, right? So watch it bounce here and continue up to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's do this. All right, so I want to look. Netflix. Oh, AMD. Netflix, Apple, AMD. Okay, so this is what we're going to look at. We're going to be looking at Tesla, Apple, AMD, right? This segment is brought to you by Predicted Trades. Predicted Trades is home of the beast numbers. What beast numbers are they are extremely accurate predicted entries and exits for options contracts. Okay. Nothing that you see on this chart is indicative of what they provide. This is my own little chart layout or options chain setup. So don't look at these and be like, oh, those are beast numbers. They're not. I promise. I don't have access to that. But what I do have access to is order flow, right? And just general options knowledge. Okay. So what we're looking at for these strikes is, I don't want 540. I only want about 25 of those suckers. Okay, there we go. Remember, today is today's Friday. I think it's a short day. It's the end of the year. There's not going to be volume. It's just going to be a whole bunch of like end of year tax sales. Like if you took losses in Zoom or any of that, there might be some, the money may flow into that. So don't get stuck bag holding for the end of the year. You don't want to trade today, don't trade today. Take a break. Go enjoy New Year's, right? I am personally going to be looking at some very specific contracts. With that being said, I'm going to pull those up and I'm going to have to burn through these quickly because I still have to get my chart set up. All right, with that, let's look at AMD. Okay. AMD. All right, so AMD pre-market is kind of making a little bit of a move, right? We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 minute green 10x bars. We pulled right back to the 34. This is a good bounce opportunity. We get that 30-minute squeeze to release to the upside. I think we can pull price action back up with us. AMD is currently trading right at below the 4-hour bottom. If it can rally and get back above the 4-hour cloud, so above 147.25, we got immediate resistance at 148.15 on a target towards the 150 4-hour mid and possibly 152 3 4-hour top. If we reject this level here, we've got the daily magnet bottom. So we're in a trading zone right now. If we can't get back up and over, right, some of these key levels, you could trade the move up to 148, break above 448, then I think it gets pretty woody all the way up to 150. If we reject this 4-hour cloud, we got to look at 143, right? 143 or potentially 140. So I want the 150s, 148, 140, 148, 150s, and then the 140, 145 puts. Okay. So I want, and these are sponsored, you know, welcome to Friday freebie. You all are very lucky. All right. Here are your beast numbers for AMD. Okay. And I can do a quick job of explaining what this looks like. Okay, AMD. Again, courtesy of predicted trades. Predicted. Okay. All right, from open interest perspective on AMD, the 150s have about 10,000 calls. I don't know where I can put this. I'm just going to have to do it like this for now. I can't keep this up forever, so you might have to screenshot it. All right, so if you're selling options, if you're a market maker, you don't want to have to pay out on these call contracts, right? So you're not going to close it at 150. You're not going to pin it at 150. You're going to try to pin it probably closer to this 145, 140 level, okay? Those 148 calls right here, I've got 4,000 open interest. Beast numbers are anywhere from 44 to 64 cents, exiting at 1, 1, 1, 4, and then 2. Okay, how am I going to do this? All right, I'm going to move this over. From a put perspective, right? You don't want to pay out 10,000 puts. You'd rather pay out something like 1,000. So 148, 149 looks pretty decent, right? The 140 puts, if we get a move to the downside, right? 8 to 25 cents, taking profits at 24, 31, 45, 62, etc. Okay, AMD is just a quick example of how the beast numbers work. If you get in the 155s at 55 cents, you can quickly double, triple those. Okay, it's important to understand that AMD, these are pretty cheap. Normally we would just buy, you know, the Delta 80s or the Delta 70s at $1 and get, 40, 30, 40, 50%, not trying to triple them. Okay, I used AMD as an example because when we get into this next one, which is going to be Netflix, right? The beast numbers obviously are going to be a little bit different. Okay, those are ones that we can actually look for some specific strikes. All right, so based on delta, right, based on open option interest, 3000s or the 620s, right? Right, they're not going to want to pay out at the 600s, right? They may actually pay the 600s. The 600 puts look pretty decent. I should have given myself more time on this. Should have given myself more time on this. All right, so let's look at the 590, 600 puts, right? 590s, 600s. Okay. And then let's look at the 630 calls, 630, 640 calls. I fully anticipate some chopping happening here today, okay? All right, Netflix. All right, so those 630s, right? They're currently trading at 17 cents. Yeah, with it being 0-day expiration, let's look at something a little closer to the money. Not seeing super great beast numbers. Maybe the 6. I don't have those numbers. I don't have time to pull them up either. Maybe I do. Hold on 1 second. Maybe 1 second. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one. Well, this is Netflix. And this is why I like Netflix. So Netflix is currently kind of trading right at the 4-hour mid. See a quick pop to 620, right? If this 4-hour mid breaks, current level support breaks, we're going to come back to then to the daily mid, 4-hour bottom at 605, 606. We get below 605, 606, 600's incoming really quickly, right? So 600 puts at about, anywhere from 3 cents to 66 cents, right? If you get them at 3, you can take them out at 45, 62, etc. That's the 600 puts. There's the 590s, right? These are 0 days, so they're probably going to be 5 or 10 cents. Okay, quickly play those. Okay, I want to let's look at Tesla real quick. I think Tesla maybe make some pretty big moves for today. Okay, Tesla's currently trading kind of heavy, right? That 1071 level. Tesla's got a 4-hour mid magnet at 1086. There's also a 1094 previous. There's a zone right here, right? This big giant zone. Do we get a quick flush to the 4-hour bottom at 1056? If that holds, I would definitely target these, these 1100s. So Tesla 1100s. Let's give you the 1100s, 1130s. All right, so we're targeting 1100, 1130 is the 4-hour top. So we have a daily cloud right here, right? 1100 may get stuffed. So if we rally up through the 4-hour mid, stuff into the daily cloud, fight our way back up to the 4-hour top, or do we easily take the easy move down to the 4-hour bottom, break 4-hour bottom, and come and test this bottom trend line at 1038? So we want to look at the 1100s and up for calls, right? This is Tesla, massive bull flag, green 10x bars across the board, 62 4-hour squeeze, 1-minute squeeze getting ready to release. Currently trading a 1076, so we're rallying up 1076, right? Maybe we get a quick pop to the 4-hour and then we pull back, right? So let's just look at our beast numbers for Tesla. All right, the Tesla call side, 10,000 at 1080, 17,000 at 1100, right? You don't want to pay out on these contracts. On the put side, we've got 700, 7,300, 6,200, not a whole lot of put contracts, right? So I think max pain on Tesla, I don't even know what it is, but I do like so the 1100s are trading at 246, right? As far as beast numbers, so the 1100s go. Oh, and then I said 1 second here. 1050s. All right, so the Tesla 1000 puts, right? Or what, at 9, there's 14,000 of those, right? So if they pulled price down, they'd have to pay all of these all of these put contracts, but they wouldn't have to pay all of these call contracts, right? So there's definitely more money on the call side. So if they drop price down to, what is that 1050 level, right? Or even 1,000, we want to get into those as cheap as possible. Here's our Tesla beast numbers for today. All right. You want to get as close to in the money as possible, right? The 1060s, you can look at the 1100 calls, right? Those are 246 to 250, right? If we open high, those are going to get inflated. So what we want to do is wait for those to come back down to this 247 level, right, on the pullback. So we get a rally, we get a gap up at open, or we get a rally up at open, right? And then we're going to get a pullback. So we want to, when that pullback comes, we want to get into those 1100s for anywhere from 247 to 344, okay? Because this is going to get jacked as soon as it opens. It's going to go to like 8 or 7. So then when it pulls back, we want to get in on these levels here, okay? All right, that was Tesla. Give you another second to take a screenshot of that. And then I want to look at, what have I done so far? I've done Tesla, Netflix, or I haven't done Netflix yet. I did Tesla, Netflix, AMD. Let's look at Google. All right, so this is the kind of service that you'll get, right? They'll give you the specific strike, the entries, and specific exits, right, on Google. Let's look and see what Google's going to do today. All right, Google is fighting with the 4-hour mid, right? Pullback, rally. It's kind of bullish, right? We've got a green trend bar, right? We've got a 4-hour top magnet at 229.67, right? Above the 4-hour mid, we get a 29.67. We get a pullback at the open to the daily mid, 4-hour bottom, so 2900. If we get a flush to 2900, I'm going to target those 2950 calls, which I don't have access to. One second here. $29.50 calls, right? So the Google 29.50 calls at the close. All right, well, those are 250. Those 29.50 calls were 250, and that's right in the beast zone. Okay, so with Google, here's our beast numbers for Google. Right, the Google 3000 is anywhere from 64 cents to 134, taking profit at 88, 125, 189, 299. Right. The 3020s, 54 to $1.33, taking profit there. Let's look at the puts, okay? The 2900 puts in at 147 or 370, out at 36, 47, etc. 2800 puts, 50 cents, right? These 2850s, right? There's just not a lot of open interest or volume in it. Right, so if you were a market maker, where would you want to pay out contracts? I mean, probably on the put side, right? Because you don't want to pay out, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 call contracts. So if they pinned it at 2,900 today, right, which is the 4-hour bottom, if they pin it here into the close, they don't have to pay out all of these call contracts, and there's no large amounts of put contracts, right? So it makes sense. Look at the 2,900 puts here. They're $147 to 377. The bid and ask yesterday was 270 to 350. So I'm going to be looking for the 2,900 puts on Google. I'm also going to be looking at the 3,000 calls, because the 3,000 calls yesterday, right, 30 to 55 cents. If I went a little closer to the money on those, and we did the 2950 calls, right? The 2950 calls at, I mean, that's the beast number right there. 2950s, 208 to 344, right? Those will probably open a little high, right? Because Google's currently at 2931, right? So the 2950 calls will probably open a little exaggerated. We'd look for a quick pop and then a pullback, and when that pulls back, that'll draw those 2950s right into our beast zone at 208 to 244. 2950 calls. '50s. B zone is 3.08. $3.44. Okay. All right. Next one up is Nvidia. And then oh my gosh, I got to bounce. I'm just going to give these to you. Take a screenshot of these if you're interested. Nvidia. How did that just happen? That's funky. All right, Nvidia 305s, 310, 315s on the call side. All right, so from what I understand, Nvidia is moving pre-market, right? They're getting some love. Okay. Right off at 294. So we got our 200 SMA right here at 300, right? We got a supply zone from 300 to 305. Okay. Nvidia rallied up. See what it rejected? Rejected the weekly mid or the weekly bottom. Okay. It's got to get up into this cloud, right? So above 298, 299, 300, 301, right? Below it, it's got the 4-hour bottom right here. So do we get a quick flush to the 4-hour bottom? So if we hit 293, I'm definitely going to target those 300 calls, right? Those 305 calls, anywhere from 59 to 96 cents, right? They closed at 45. Nvidia, they may... $290, 295s on Nvidia is probably going to be... Let's look at these 300s, Nvidia 300s. If we want to get close to the money, right? Those Nvidia 300s. Nvidia 300s are 85 to $1.29. Okay. See Nvidia 300 calls instead of, $1.11, $1.25. So Nvidia gets a quick rally, right? Quick pop up to 300, it'll pull back, and we want to look for the strength on the pullback at this 89 to 125. That's a pretty decent level for those 300s, okay? Or to 129. Contrarian, if we grab the okay, so I'm bullish on Nvidia. If this 4-hour cloud breaks on Nvidia, so basically if we break 293.88, quick pullback to 289, 290. The longer move to the downside is way down here at 275. I don't think they're going to yank Nvidia down to 275, right? Rally, small pullback to support in the cloud, right? Got a 4-hour top magnet, daily mid, resistance, right? That daily mid is at 2. Give me the daily mid. All right, so the daily mid and the 21 EMA is at the same level, right? I should have been doing this all the time. Oh man, I'm not gonna have time. Running out of time. Dang it. Okay, so if we can get above the daily mid, we got the 4-hour mid at 300. Above 300, right, we got 308. If we reject the daily mid, we come back down to the 4-hour bottom at 295. So those 295 puts, right, anywhere from 51 these 295 puts right here, okay, 211, 243, 295 puts right there, okay. So if we get a rally when the 295 puts hit 51 to 97 cents on the uptrend, right, on this uptrend, we hit resistance, we're going to pull back, right, rally up, hit resistance. If we start getting a downtrend, we want to get into those puts. If we fade at the open, we know that we have support here at 295. We want to target 300 or the 310s, right? So if we get a fade at the open, right, these 300s, right, are going to drop to 85 to 20, you know, $1.29. And then we want to try to get into this. Okay, I got to run now. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dark Pool Algo. It's been a great day. Make sure if you're interested and you want to take advantage of the special that we're running on predicted trades, 10% off. There's your beast numbers for Nvidia. Right, that's what Nvidia looks like at the open. Right, hit rejection. If it pulls back to support, you know, let's go ahead and grab these calls at beast numbers. If we rally up, right, we've got resistance. It's heavy, it should pull back. Okay, flip your brain. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. We will talk to you all to Monday. I'm going to do the weekend watch list this weekend and see how we're doing. If it's your first time here, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and that way you're notified every time we put out a new video. I am streaming every morning, Monday through Friday, at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing a longer predicted trade segment going into the new year. We're going to be also doing an expanded flow trade segment. So we're going to spend a good amount of time on each one of those. So that means we're going to get through the news, we're going to get through the futures, we're going to get through all of that other stuff really quickly. So as long as we're prepared and we know what we're looking for from FlowTrade, we can get into this really quickly. Last little look at futures before we sign off. Is that what it is? Or, no, cancel. What is it? Oh, it's this one. Last look at futures before we go. So on the 5-minute chart, bonds are rallying a little bit, ZB's up a little bit, gold's up a little bit, which is good. I'd like these guys to pull back. I don't know if we're going to get it. So we may get a quick pullback and then a move to the upside. So if we flush it open, look to grab some of those calls really cheap. If we rally, if we rally it open, yeah, you guys know what to do. Have a great one. We will see you all tomorrow. Bye now. Oh wait, I want to just take a picture of this. And also weekly watch list newsletter. Go to darkpoolcharts.com, sign up for the weekly watch list. I'm not giving myself enough time here. Let's look for that flush it open. And see ya.